All right, so I've been asked to shoot some video from a few of you friends and family of mine out of town of this new property that we just bought. So I will shoot just a quick little video. I've got a guy in the background, actually the previous owner, doing some tractor work for me very kindly, fixing up a little beach area on the pond. So there's the house, of course, the front of it's over there, streets out there. So this is 5 acres. He did a lot of this where there's some hills and stuff. They used to do Frisbee golf. And so that's what a lot of that is for. Obviously we may use it for go-kart, track, little hills, jumps kind of things, not big jumps of course. But anyway, so a lot of this right now is not full of water that normally is because I'm letting the pond go down so we can do some work in it before it fills with water, and we actually have to fill it with water. It's a well that feeds the pond. So this right here, what you see, this kind of almost matte looking stuff, that's algae. And so of course, and there's stuff you can put in the water to kill that off real quick, but obviously we just let this dry. So this is normally all full of water. Anywhere you see algae is normally full of water. So this is the beach area the guy's making for me. So this used to be way higher, and out here in the middle, probably, gosh, 4 feet higher, maybe 5 feet higher. It actually went uphill and then kind of dropped off. I want to do it where it's gradual. It kind of falls off out that way a bit, but up here it's kind of shallow. So what I want to do is have a beach area up here where if we have someone with younger kids, they can just wade around, and this is maybe 2 feet deep at the very most. But if you got teenagers or someone who wants to go swimming, they can go out on the beach out there and then go straight across, go swimming. Pond is 14 feet deep in the middle when it's full of water. Water level is down probably 3.5, 4 feet right now. So just gonna walk around the rest of this. So you can kind of see from here, I mean, obviously you don't know how much wasn't there, but anyway, he moved a lot of dirt already. And the other thing I asked him to do that he's doing real nicely, it used to be where the edge of the ground, where the ground kind of came to an end, kind of like over on that corner, it sort of dropped off. And I asked him if he could kind of make it where it's sort of smoother going out there. I may have to level a little bit off with the a rake, or whatever, but obviously I don't mind doing little stuff. So you can see it's pretty deep down in here. And he did all this work, I believe, making this land the level it is. This is all real nice Bermuda grass. He used to do landscaping, taking care of people's lawns and all that stuff. So, which is probably why he owns that tractor. You can kind of see from here how big that area is that he's moved dirt in already. He's doing quite a job for me. So, really, really nice previous owners. I've been very blessed to meet them and kind of get to know them. So you can see the end of the pond here all the way out to there gets full of water. This very end is kind of pretty sandy. The rest of it's all kind of clay lined. This out here drained really fast, so I may decide to dig this out a little more and maybe clay line it some. You can see it goes all the way. You can see there again where all that algae is. It goes all the way to there when it's full. These are willow trees. I'm going to cut some of those, probably leave 3 of them so that we'll have 3 nice big ones eventually. I don't like when there's a bunch of little saplings, though. To me it looks kind of just yucky. So here again, you can see how low this water is. All that algae, that was all up to, so it gets nearly to the edge of the bank. He's got a few logs out here. Turtles hang out on those. Maybe as we walk around we'll see 1 or 2. Not too sure. So here we're getting close to the end. You can see where the fence line is out there. I don't know how much you can see because I can't see my finger in my phone, but anyway, that's the edge of the property there where the fence line is. So there's a road all along this edge of the pond. The pond, they said, is 1 acre. We did this online thing where you could kind of estimate it, and that's just from an aerial shot that we found, and that seems to be correct. So you can see the water's pretty clear, aside from the algae. So I'm gonna go by our local sort of farm store, whatever you want to call it, and he said there's some stuff that you just toss out in the water and it kills off that algae. I'm gonna let this go down probably another 3 or 4 feet. I'm gonna mow a bunch of this. I'm gonna rake. I'm gonna get this all cleaned up as best I can. That area over there will be completely dry where he's pushing all that dirt. So I'll get that all leveled perfectly with a rake. So it's a nice beach. I might even go get some nicer sand. This is pretty good sand, but I might even get some beach sand and throw a couple inches over the top. I'm gonna mow all that down there. There's a piece of pipe in there. I'm gonna take all that out. So there is some work to do. This is just a random tree. I'm gonna leave it because it's nice to have some shade in a few places. We're gonna put a willow tree somewhere, probably right about here. You can see he pulled out a bunch of willows that were over there. I'm gonna have him plant one over there, probably one over there, and then one over here. Kristen and I talked about that, and she said she wanted some of the willow trees. So you can kind of see the road along here. This is obviously, he built all this up to make the pond. This used to drop off, and there's the old ground level where the fence line is, and there again, I got some cleanup to do here. I'm gonna cut all these trees and branches, and those of you who know me know I love to burn, so we'll have lots of bonfires and stuff. So he built this, and I'm gonna modify it. I'm gonna pull it into the shore and kind of clean it all up, and I want to make it perfectly flat. It's for the ducks. So ducks come around here from, we're about 1.5 miles, I think, from the lake, and so ducks and Canadian geese come in here. They'll stay on that because it keeps them from being on the shore where coyotes or whatever will potentially get them. So anyway, I want to get that kind of cleaned up and level and nice looking. What I'll do is every once in a while during the summer, I'll pull it in. You just probably hit it with a weed eater or something, kind of, you know, make it kind of nice flat grass area and just keep it that way. So, but it's a nice thing that they built. And they've done a great job with this place. Of course, he made the pond. I mean, that alone is a huge job. So anyway, so there's that. The other thing is, I talked about the go-karts. So basically, you can make a track that where you make a circle out there somewhere to turn around. You come all the way back here, all the way around, come down this road. Now the kids are gonna have to be a little careful so as not to end up in the pond. That would be tragic. But anyway, then down here you just make, it's almost like the Dukes of Hazzard. If any of you ever seen the Dukes of Hazzard, the beginning of it, where they go around these trees or whatever. This kind of what this reminds me of, 2 trees. Anyway, you come around, you come back, and then you just go, just basically right back on out that way. So you just make a loop on both ends. Kristen was talking about making a sitting area here in between these 2 trees, which we may do. So this area here, of course, right now you can see the ground, but that's all full too. All those rocks are the edge of the pond right there. So there's all that. The little house there is for raising ducks. They used to buy baby ducks at the farm store. Don't know if we'll do that. We'll see, I guess. There's the back of the house as we walk down this way. Here's the shop. So the main shop is 36 by 48. That doesn't include this lean-to here, which is open on the bottom. I was actually thinking about maybe asking him to bring some dirt over here and just kind of bury that in so it'd be closed off. And then I want to put a garage door here. That'd be storage for like the kids' bicycles and stuff is what I'm thinking. So this is the back of the shop. I'll probably do a separate video of a walk through the shop, but anyway. So I'm gonna go around real quick and just show you. So that's where we just came from, so you can kind of see. This is the corner of the property right here. You can see the fence or whatever, the metal poles. That's the corner there. All these properties are connected by gates, interestingly enough. I guess all the original builders out here were friendly with each other, and so there's a gate in the corner to go to that piece of property, and there's a gate over on this side to go to this piece of property, just a walk-through gate. But I think that's kind of cool. That, by the way, is a turtle trap. We do have snapping turtles out here, I guess, so I'm going to have to watch some videos and learn about what turtles are what. because the snapping turtles are going to probably not live very long if they're around here. So this is the end of the lean-to. So he left all this metal for me. I probably will enclose this, and some of that may end up on a shed that I have at Outpost. So this is the kind of big storage area on the lean-to. We're just going to walk up here to the front, kind of show you a few more of the features, and then a lot of work to do here, a lot of just customization we want to do. A little brush pile I made. We're going to be doing plenty of burning. This is the front of the shop here. Water spigot, and he used to have a fence all the way around the property that separated, because he had horses on this side and dogs on the other side. So there's still some remnants at the corners of the fence. So this is the fence line on this side, pretty close to the edge of the shop. That well right there feeds the pond. I believe he said 2 horsepower is what the pump is. It's a pretty big pump. I do remember that. So, and the pipe runs actually up to the shop, to that corner there, where in between the doors, and then from there it goes out to the pond. Splits into 3 out there. There's a main feed, which I think is 3-inch, goes to the very bottom of the pond in the middle. There's and then 2 2-inch feeds, which break off and go to different places. One of the 2-inch feeds just ends out here, but has a valve on it. I will probably, he had a fountain in the middle of the pond. I may put one out there. This is the backyard, little back patio. That's our bedroom, living room. This is what they call a media room, which I'm gonna split into 2 bedrooms. I'll do the walkthrough of the house in another video too, because otherwise it's gonna be kind of long and somewhat boring. Oh, I left the door open there. That's the garage. So there's the front of the property with the road. And then this is kind of the gravel road that goes back to the shop. But this is all paved. This front is concrete and asphalt going to the front of the house. Kristen is not crazy about the bricks that are glued to the house, so we'll probably pop those off and, I don't know, paint a different color or something. That's kind of up to her. I don't really care too much how it looks. You know, as long as it's not one of my least favorite colors, orange or yellow. That's the well that feeds the house. So it's got 2 separate wells. It feeds the house and the shop, and the sprinkler systems around the house. The whole front and backyard are on sprinklers. Not any of that out there though, just basically the area right around the house. So that is kind of the end of the tour. So you can kind of see from here, we'll look back out and you can see where the tractor is and kind of that area out there. So it's kind of what it looks like. Hope you guys enjoyed that.